I just realized my mic was muted. Good morning. Hello. Welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by other historians, but mainly things we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the Smart Device application, Today in History, What Happened Today in History, Historical Calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, the music, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am Aoxander, and today is Freya's Day, aka Friday, June 2nd, 2023. So let's jump into the history today, shall we? Let's see here. We're going to start off here in, actually with the, okay. 193, Roman Emperor Didius Julianus was assassinated 66 days into his reign. I swear that was not there yesterday. That has got to be an added in to hold on a second. Z, a copy, B. Okay, there we go. Alright. Because, like, this was the main one. This was the first one yesterday. But apparently not anymore. Let's see here. 455, King Gaiseric and the Vandals sacked Rome. Rome was looted for 14 days. Yikes. So, we're going to go up to 575 here. Benedict I began his reign as Catholic Pope. And 657, St. Eugene I ended his reign as Catholic Pope. That's, that's an eyebrow raiser right there. Anyway, 1619, England and the Netherlands signed a treaty about trading in the Indies. Alright. 1763, Pontiac's rebellion at what is now Mackinac City in Michigan. Chippewas captured Fort Michilimackinac by diverting the garrison's attention with a game of lacrosse, then chasing a ball into the fort. Hey, look at that, the good old Trojan lacrosse. Like, oh, we gotta get the ball. The door's closed. Oh, don't worry about it. Huh. You got your fort, bitch. And we're gonna move on up to 1774. Intolerable Acts Amendment to Original, Quartering Act was enacted, allowed governors in colonial America to house British soldiers in uninhabited houses, outhouses, barns, or other buildings of suitable quarters, or if suitable quarters are not provided. Wow, could you imagine being a soldier and spending the night in an outhouse? That's one shitty situation. Hold on a second. I have a soundboard for this. There we go. Anyway, we're going to move on up to 1797. Surveyor Charles Broadhead achieved the first ascent of Giant Mountain, which is 4,626 feet, in Adirondack, New York. The first of any Adirondack high peak. And, yeah, here it is. Okay, no, here. Alright. 1835, P.T. Barnum and his circus began first tour of U.S. Alright. 1851, the first U.S. alcohol prohibition law was enacted in Maine. And just 4 years later, 1855, the Portland Rum Riot occurs in Portland, Maine. I think those two may be connected. Who knows? We're going to move on up to 1857. James Gibbs of Virginia patented the chain-stitch single-thread sewing machine. Let's take a look at that. It might be the common sewing machine we know and love today. Images. Okay, so that thing. So if there's any sewers out there who really knows the difference, I know there's differences. I just don't know what they are. Anyway, 1858, Donati Comet first seen, named after its discoverer. Alright. 1862, Robert E. Lee took command of Confederate armies of North Virginia during the American Civil War. And 1 year after that, Harriet Tubman led Union guerrillas into Maryland, freeing slaves. In 1863, go Tubman. Yeah, she looks mean, and, you know, she got the job done, it seems. So, yeah. Like, anyway, what else do we got here? 1873, the construction began on Clay Street in San Francisco for the world's first cable railroad. Oh, alright. 1875, Alexander Graham Bell made first sound transmission. Ooh, that's pretty cool. 1875 as well, James Augustine Haley became the first black Catholic bishop in the U.S. Cool, cool. 1883, first night baseball under lights in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Alright. Let's see here. We're at 1883. Yeah, there it is. 1896. Italian engineer and inventor Guglielmo Marconi applied for the first ever patent for a system of wireless telegraphy in the U.S. or in the UK, the United Kingdom. Sorry. Wow, cool. Marconi's wireless patent. Marconi. 1899, Black U.S. Citizens observed Day of Fasting and Protest against lynchings. Yee. Can you imagine back in those times? They actually had some valid reasons to fight. You know, valid complaints. All the stuff going on today is just BS. Like, how easy must your life be where you have to worry about what bathroom you're taking? You know, like, there's so many horrible places in this world where you don't know whether or not you're gonna like eat or maybe even have a sip of water by the time the day is out. And these people out here are going over. I don't even want to get into this. Anyway, gonna go on to 1901. Benjamin Adams arrested for playing golf on Sunday in New York. And 3 years later, 1904, Professor Schronen found microbe that caused photosynthesis. Huh. Alright. What else do we got here? 1910. First round trip flight over English Channel, CS Rolls, England. Okay. 3 years later, 1913, we got the first strike settlement mediated by U.S. Department of Labor for the railroad clerks. 1917, Canadian ace Billy Bishop undertook a solo mission behind enemy lines, shooting down 3 aircraft. As they were about to take off, and several more on the ground, for which he is awarded the Victoria Cross. Good. You Canucks, man, you guys may be, you know, stereotypically polite and peaceful, but when the chips are down and the fists are up, you people are crazy. 1924, President Calvin Coolidge signed the Indian Citizenship Act, also known as the Snyder Act, declaring all Native Americans to be American citizens. Yeah. It took that long? Wow. Well, you know, good on Coolidge. I think that's my dad's favorite president. I'm not sure. Anyway, 1930, Sarah Dickinson became the first woman Presbyterian elder in the U.S. in Cincinnati. Cool. All right. 1933, FDR authorized the first swimming pool built inside the White House. All right. 2 years later, 1935, future Baseball Hall of Fame slugger Babe Ruth announced his retirement as a player at 40 years of age. That's pretty up there for baseball. So, yeah, a life of drinking whiskey, eating hot dogs, and smoking cigars on the plate. You know, not the most in shape person, but hell, he's famous for a reason. Moving on up to 1940, heavy German bombing on Dunkirk Beach. Yikes! Yeah, Dunkirk. For those of you who haven't seen it, go see the movie Dunkirk. It's the opening itself is like really phenomenal. So, anyway, 1940 as well. 1952, 650,000 metal workers went on strike in the U.S. Wow, what was that? 1952. So I'm behind the times here. Here we go. That's a lot of people going on strike. Yikes! Something serious is happening. But while that was happening, Maurice Olley of General Motors began designing the Corvette. Cool. In 1953, coronation of Queen Elizabeth II in Westminster Abbey, London, England. So on this day. And she passed, a couple months ago? So, yeah. She was the longest reigning monarch in the UK. Not in Europe. That still belongs to, like, King Louis or something. I don't remember. Some French king. So, anyway. Oh, hello, Scotty Bugatti. How are you today?
Hey man, how's it going?
I'm going alright. How are you?
Not bad at all. Just doing some stuff around the house. How about you?
Just doing the show. I'm 9 minutes in and I'm already up into 1962.
Alright, I'll have to reorganize myself to see what's going on.
Alright.
Yep. Keep it going. I'll stick around though.
Alright. We have here number 1 on the charts, 1962, Ray Charles' cover of Don Gibson's I Can't Stop Loving You from his influential crossover album Modern Sounds in Country and Western Music hit number 1 on Billboard. Nice. Good old Ray Charles. In 1966, U.S. Surveyor 1 land in Oceanus Procellarum, the first lunar soft landing. Which I don't think it was the first ever, because I believe that, as well as everything else in the space race, the Soviets did first. So, but anyway, 1967.
I could read the next one.
Oh, okay, go for it.
1967, Capitol Records releases the Beatles' album Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band in the U.S. It is their first album with identical track listings in U.S. and U.K. and goes to number 1 for 15 weeks in U.S., 22 weeks in U.K.
Oh man, nice. We've spoken about this album a couple of times recently. So, what else do we have here? Oh, here we go.
1968, Canadians must get government permission to export silver. Wonder why.
Well, you don't want people just willy-nilly handing out silver, because that can deplete the wealth of the nation. Like,
True.
There's as well as you don't want people just bringing in gold, or bills and such, because that can overinflate the economy.
I see that, yeah.
Yeah. But it's speaking of inflated economies and whatnot, very expensive.
1969, Australian aircraft carrier IMAS Melbourne slices U.S. destroyer USS Frankie Evans in half, killing 74 in South Vietnam.
Yikes.
Wow.
Just cut it in half. Just very yikes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. You want to take another one?
Sure, man. 1974, Mali adopts constitution.
Huh. All right.
Like their own constitution?
Yeah,
or?
self-rule, I guess. So,
Interesting.
yeah. And something I didn't catch here in 1974 as well, Malta's constitution went into effect. So, and Malta is that little island in the Mediterranean, or one of the islands. So. But what else we got here? 1975, first recorded snowfall in London in June. Huh.
Wow, that's like summertime, so dang.
Essentially, yeah. Wow. And 1975 as well, James A. Healy, the first black Roman Catholic bishop, was consecrated in Maine. Cool.
Yep.
And 1975 as well, VP Rockefeller found no pattern of illegal activities at CIA. Oh, of course. I have investigated it myself and have come to the conclusion that I am not at guilt.
Yes, that happens nowadays with police.
Oh.
They investigate themselves.
Yep.
1977, New Jersey allows casino gambling in Atlantic City. Wow. Atlantic City came to be one of the hot spots for gambling.
I was just gonna say a major gambling hotspot, of the world. Yeah, Atlantic City, like, Vegas is not even like on the board because it's just there, like.
Yep.
Vegas is like, the place. But then you have Atlantic City. You have Borneo, or no? What's that casino area in Europe? Hold on a second.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Europe casino states. There's well, there was like a famous area. I don't know why I can't remember it. Monaco, probably.
That Monaco.
Huh. Oh, Monte Carlo. Monte Carlo.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah. Anyway.
Moving on.
Yeah.
1979.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, or we can do the 78.
Up to you.
All right. I'll do 78. 1978, Columbia Records releases Bruce Springsteen's fourth studio album, Darkness on the Edge of Town.
Darkness on the edge of town. I don't know.
1979, John Paul II becomes first pope to visit a communist country, Poland.
Yep, and John Paul II actually was born in communist Poland. So, I believe that's why he visited it, going back to his
That
home, checking it
makes
out.
sense.
Being
Yeah,
like,
makes sense.
like, oh, I was once you, and look at where I am now. There is hope for everyone, you know? Like, John Paul II was just awesome, dude. Like, he's just, he's, like, was it you or, like, was it Alice or was it Nurgle? Somebody called him the Grandpa Pope. Like, just leave.
Probably not me, but I mean, if you look at the year in 1979, I mean, we could probably learn stuff from stuff like 40, 50 years ago.
Yeah, like humility. So,
Yes, yes.
uh,
1979, Los Angeles Mayor Tom Bradley signs first homosexual rights bill. Wow, that's
yeah,
early for that.
yeah,
That's pretty early.
yeah. Well, not really. That's just when it happened. Like,
Yeah,
all of these movements and strong arms of the government would want you to believe that, they still have no rights and all that stuff. Like, dude, like gay marriage got passed in Washington D.C. Marijuana is still federally legal. Like,
they'd like to say everybody was still in the closet in the 60s, but I mean, around then, I guess it was just, observed to be a thing, so that's the first homosexual rights bill in
yeah,
Los Angeles. So, I mean, I don't know. It's,
yeah. I mean, like, this is a step in I guess, the right direction. Like,
yeah, for sure, yeah. It doesn't say, like, LGBTQ rights bill, but
well, dude,
that's a different story.
at the end of the day, we're all human. Why are you making why are you separating yourselves from everybody else just so you can have a special bill just for you? Just be a human. That's what we are. We're
I
just
know.
human. Like the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, everything covers all of us. Stop separating yourself. You're working with the evil by separating yourselves. You know.
Yep, and it should be like that. Like you said, just
My goodness. So
I know. That's a whole separate conversation, right?
yeah. Well, speaking of weirdness here, we have 1981. Barbara Walters famously asked Katharine Hepburn, "If you were a tree, what kind of tree would you be?" And the first thing that went through my mind is, those stupid, like early 2000s, like Facebook, like things where it's like, oh, like what candy would you be? What character from this movie would you be? Like, like,
Hmm.
equate your personality to that of like a mountain range. It's like, oh, I'm the Himalayas. Woo! Like, what the hell? Like,
Yeah, that's just like a personal thing with how you look. I don't know how you compare yourself to a non-sentient object like a tree or something. But it's like if you were a tree, like most people look at trees as if they're unique or interesting looking or something, like I don't know, like
if I was a tree, I'd most likely be in a tree farm because I'm just a cog in the machine.
uh,
Anyway,
there's so many trees out there.
1983, the 1980 movie Attack of the Killer Tomatoes was released in Germany. All right, that's a good
Wow,
movie.
is it? You know anything about that movie?
Oh, I've seen that movie 100 times. It's hilarious. There's actually there's one point. It's such a troll move. There's one point in a movie where like the freaking the narrator is just like, even the mention of tomatoes will drive panic into the populace. And this one guy is like in the library, just like lowers his book, just like looks around. He's just like, tomato, and then everybody like freaks out, and then there's one guy in the back who's like having a heart attack and just falls to the floor dead. Like, this guy
Oh my
killed
God.
somebody. Oh my god. Like, this
Wow.
is like evidence right there why trolling is bad. Like, just don't do it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But anyway, moving on up, what else do we got here? 1983. Oh, this one's kind of crazy. Speaking of killing people, Toilet caught fire on Air Canada's DC-9, causing the deaths of 23 people at Cincinnati. What?
Wow. That's a bad toilet fire right
But
there.
how... Aren't toilets made of porcelain and they contain water? Like, neither of those are flammable. Like,
they must have been in the air at the time.
That's one hell of a fart. Jesus. Like, God.
Because it's a plane, it's Air Canada, so they must have been, like, actually flying at the time.
Yikes, man. Like, I've never heard of somebody literally blowing up a bathroom, but there we go.
Yep.
Anyway, 1986...
It couldn't take it.
Oh, God. It had too much jet propulsion. As the loon would say.
Yep.
1986, New York City Transit System issued a new brass with steel bullseye token. Okay. Oh, I guess that's like the token to get into the subway. Okay. Let's see. Moving on up to 1989. Here we go. Back to you, Mr. Scotty.
Hold on. Maybe you should read it because okay, let's see. 1989. 10,000 Chinese soldiers are blocked by 100,000 citizens in Tiananmen Square, Beijing, protecting students demonstrating for democracy.
Yep. The Tianamen Square massacre. So, yeah, there's, I think tomorrow we're going to talk about how they opened fire or something. Like, there was a massacre where the soldiers just started opening fire. And then after that, that's when the tank guy did his thing, because it's just like enough. So.
Yep.
Let's see here. Moving on up to 1994, Indonesia. Here we go. Where'd it go? Here we go. Yeah. This one's controversial.
1994, Indonesian censors ban Steven Spielberg's Schindler's List.
Huh.
Really? I wonder why.
Indonesia, of all places.
Yeah.
Interesting. So. Oh, here we go.
Oh yeah, I know this one. 1997, Timothy McVeigh found guilty of 1995 Oklahoma City bombings that killed 168. And man, I looked this up. He took a van and like parked it outside and just I forget what chemicals it was that exploded, but yeah, that put a serious crater in that building.
Yeah. No, that was absolutely insane. Like, hold on a second. Oklahoma.
And I think he was actually in the armed forces at one point.
Maybe. Yeah, there's
that's the crater
terrifying.
I was telling you about. Yeah, that thing. I think it was ammonium nitrate or something like.
Well, let's not disclose what it is. We don't want to accidentally give ideas to a potential terrorist watching our show.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's just like stuff for plants though. It's.
Well, I mean, like in King of the Hill, Peggy thought she was being smart and she was mixing like two different chemicals. Like, I don't remember which ones they were, but she was mixing two different like common household chemicals to create a super cleaner. And Hank is just like, Peggy, you just told the entire city of Ireland how to make mustard gas. She's like, oh, oops. Like, holy shit.
Well, this was in 1995. I'm sure a lot of public info is up about this. You can look. You can look it up and figure it out. I don't think it's a potential threat for things, but it's a big thing in history.
Yeah.
And the whole story of them catching him.
Yeah, that was the Oklahoma City bombing is a big deal. So, anyway, Sohan, welcome to the show.
What's up, Sohan?
He's muted right now, so he's probably AFK. Anyway, let's move on up
Hello.
to... Oh, there he is.
Don't forget, Oklahoma City bombing was a response to Waco.
Yeah. I did not know that. Waco is its own deal. That's exactly why, we should not disarm ourselves, because the government will come in, Like...
Yep.
Like, it's like there's a whole thing behind the as I said, like the whole Waco thing. Like that was a whole standoff, and they were accusing them of being a cult. And then didn't the ATF, like, because the ATF showed up in tanks, and like didn't they set fire to the building?
Isn't that the whole thing where it was like one of the biggest like responses like in history?
Yes.
The Waco thing. Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, it was like borderline military action. Like
that's
because they had
We
APCs.
can talk
with
about
turrets.
that too. We can talk about that.
Why don't we talk
year
about
we
that in the Peanut this upcoming Sunday? Let me put that in.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
What year were y'all in?
We are now in 1998. I have it highlighted here. The CIH.
Sure. 1998. The CIH computer virus is discovered in Taiwan.
Now, what is a CIH computer virus? Let me look that up here.
Probably something that nowadays would be considered not very strong.
CIH, also known as Chernobyl or Space Filler, is a Microsoft Windows 9 time computer virus that first emerged in 1998. Its payload is highly destructive to vulnerable systems, overriding critical information on infected system drives and, in some cases, destroying the system's BIOS. Wow. That's a yikes.
Man, Windows 9. What are we up to now with Windows? I mean, I've seen people try to compare these viruses to stuff nowadays, and I see how it affects the computers.
Windows 11, we're at 11 now.
Huh. Windows standoff and let's see. Sorry, I had to put that into the Peanut real quick. Let's see here.
Yep.
What else? 99, the next one right there. That was kind of
1999, the
interesting.
Bhutan Broadcasting Service begins television transmission to the kingdom for the first time.
Huh. Cool.
Wow. They must have thought that was just like futuristic craziness.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, where is Bhutan? Isn't that in Africa or something?
I think so.
Bhutan. Let's see. Bhutan. Map. Was it Bhutan or Bhutan?
Bhutan.
Bhutan. Okay.
Bhutan, yeah.
No, it's between China and India. Wait, no.
Really? Wow, that's
Yeah.
right on the line. Right on the line. Literally.
Wow. So there's nowhere here. It's next to the Himalayas. Wow.
I got one more.
All right.
2000, singer-songwriter Joni Mitchell completes her retirement Both Sides Now tour of America and the Blockbuster/Sony Entertainment Center in Camden, New Jersey.
Let's see here. 2002, crime drama The Wire, created by David Simon and starring Idris Elba and Dominic West, debuted on HBO. And then, let's see here, what else do we have? 2003, Europe launched its first voyage to another planet, Mars. The European Space Agency's Mars Express probe launched from the Baikonur Space Center in Kazakhstan. And in 2009, Switzerland officially entered the global recession. Yeah, welcome to the show, Switzerland.
Yep.
Now it's not just your cheese that's holy.
Paul, you skipped Ken Jennings?
Apparently I did. Whoops. Scott, would you care to take that? 2004?
Yep, 2004, Ken Jennings begins his 74-game winning streak on the syndicated television show Jeopardy!
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I just saw that picture, and I was like, oh god. So,
Yeah,
Alice,
he won a lot of money.
Alice is here.
What?
yeah.
Alice.
Oh snap! It's Allie Kablowie.
What do you want from me?
Wow.
Hi, everybody.
I don't speak Autobot. I'm sorry.
All your base are
Oh,
belong to
shit,
us.
am I auto-botting again?
Yeah, you're
Yep.
better
Dude,
now.
am I-
Base are now belong to us. All
Can
your
you hear
base
me
are
meow?
belong to us. Yes.
Yes.
Can you hear me meow?
Yes.
Well, I just want to say hi to everybody. Like, I'm mostly just gonna be listening because I'm at work and blah blah blah. But I just wanted to join and say hi to everybody.
I'm just at
Hello.
work Getting that
Dude, why
paycheck.
did I just Oprah? I just Oprah'd you guys like, hi everybody! Look under your chin. Anyways, where are you guys in history right now?
We are now in
What are we
2014.
What are we
Oh,
winning
damn.
under our seats? What are we winning under our seats, Alice?
Nothing!
Poverty.
Absolutely nothing!
2014, no, we're in
Nada.
2010. McCarthy.
You get perpetual debt, and you get perpetual debt. Everybody gets perpetual debt.
Yeah!
Yay!
Alright, let's read this 2014 article here there, Sohan.
2010 first.
Oh, 2004.
2010.
sorry.
I think it's Scott's turn.
2010,
Yeah.
British singer-songwriter and musician Paul McCartney receives Library of Congress Gershwin Prize at the White House in Washington, D.C.
All right.
Oh, okay. Library of Congress, huh?
Yeah.
And then 2014, former Liberation Front guerrilla fighter Salvador Sanchez Cerén, 69, is sworn as a president in El Salvador.
All right.
Presidente.
Interesting.
El Presidente. Woohoo.
A former guerrilla fighter turned leader of the nation. That is a wild story right there.
Yeah. Now it just comes down to, is he a good leader or not?
I don't know.
We'll have to look about that. Maybe we can. I'll put that in. Here, mark that and put that in. The peanut.
The peanut.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got another thing for the peanut too.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, put it in there, dude.
We are gonna stuff this peanut so much. Like,
Oh Lord.
yeah.
Oh Lordy Lord. Oh
Anyway,
Lord.
Mr. Scott.
2014, Telangana with Hyderabad as its capital becomes India's 29th state after it is separated from Andhra Pradesh.
So they got a new state.
Huh.
I guess because they got overpopulated or something, and they needed like more representatives, so they had to like, mitosis, essentially.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it kind of reminds me of like when was it? Quebec was trying to become its own country from Canada, and they got denied. But these guys actually got approved.
I don't know why I didn't have this one here. So,
Oh, shit, man.
Mr. Sohan, I believe it's your turn now.
The year
2015.
2015, 100.
2015, 100 volunteers in Bhutan set the world record for tree planting. 49,672 in 1 hour. That is amazing.
That is a lot of trees.
Dude, so just under 50,000 trees were planted in an hour. That's fucking amazing, dude.
They have to have like used some like equipment, like a tree planter thing with just like a conveyor belt or
Or
something.
one coked out dude.
Oh my god.
Or not one coked out dude. You need 100 coked out dudes because they're only good for 20 minutes. You need like 10 methed out people.
Yeah,
Wow.
they give them all meth pipes. Say, start planting.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
God.
great. We got this feat in 2015, but we were on drugs. Like,
Oops.
Oh, Mr.
That's not a
Sohan.
world record because they're on
Yes.
drugs.
Also, 2015 FIFA president Sepp Blatter announced his resignation 5 days after his re-election amidst FIFA's involvement in the bribery scandal.
Oh, I remember we spoke about that last weekend. Like 5 days ago, I think on Monday.
Also, in 2015, U.S. Congress passed new legislation to reform National Security Agency procedures restricting gathering of phone records.
Yeah, like they stopped that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They just
right.
extended it. No, they literally just extended it to like Amazon and Microsoft and all that stuff. Because like
It's everywhere. What are you talking about?
Yeah, like your webcam could be like turned on by the CIA without the light turning on. You wouldn't even know. Your microphone, you have a freaking a wiretap in your pocket at all times. Like we're just
Dude, I hope to God they didn't listen in on me last night. I was gassy as fuck.
But no, Xander, to answer your question,
Well, actually,
no,
I
it's
hope
a
they did.
meme.
What, Sohan?
The Will Smith thing is a meme.
Ah.
It would be funny if it
Oh.
was.
Why
Oh, man.
Well, Alice was talking about lighting up a bathroom, and we just talked about that toilet catching fire and causing the deaths of, 28 people? So, Alice... Yeah.
At least that was on a plane. That was a plane. Yeah.
Some aircraft toilet caught fire and 28 people died. Like...
Scorpion took a shit and then clogged.
God.
And what do you do?
Dang,
Try
Alice.
to light it and put it on fire, and then I'll like. What do you? Okay, I mean, like, that might be a peanut conversation too.
Yeah.
Because of peanuts and poop.
Haha.
Well, anyway, Miss Alice, you got a couple here back to back.
All right, let me see if I can read this here. All right, in 2020, the UN Human Rights Chief, Michelle Bachelet, says pandemic exposing epidemic inequalities around the world, cites death of George Floyd, a higher death toll for ethnic minorities. What the fuck?
Yeah, now
Right.
they're trying to say that George Floyd died from COVID. Actually, did he? Is it?
No, he
I
died
don't
of
know.
drug overdose, and
He kind of died from his own decisions, but
Yeah. Well,
his
that's
his poor life choices. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, also, with the help of Minnesota's finest police officers, but like that wasn't the reason he really died. The original coroner said he died of an overdose because of the amount of drugs in the system.
yeah.
But asphyxiation didn't help either.
Well, he wasn't even asphyxiated. Like, that was the angle of the camera. There is another video from another angle of the same time, and his knee was not on his neck. That's just a trick of the angle.
It was on his shoulder. It was on his shoulder,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
But the jury didn't want to see that. They just wanted to, hang him. I knew that they were going to do that to Derek Chauvin. So,
Yeah.
Anywho's, let's move to 2022 here. Oh, yeah, that's about a year anniversary now.
I stepped on a
The
bee?
defamation-
police got to know of a weak man before they.
My niece has to pee.
What?
My dog stepped on a bee. Ah, I wish I had my
Uh.
camera on right now to do it, but oh yeah. So yeah, the defamation lawsuit finalized a year ago, yesterday I think. The jury defamation case brought by Johnny Depp against his ex-wife Amber Heard awards Depp $15 million in damages in compensation and Heard $2 million in damages. So he actually only got, because of the state they were in, for a certain part, he was only able to grant I think $500,000 from the state and something, but the rest he was able to get. So he basically got $10 million in defamation, and then
Yeah.
Amber Heard, she fucking
Lawyers
she filed
cost money.
bankruptcy.
Lawyers
Yeah, well,
cost money too.
And she bought some. Dude, I watched that whole case. It was freaking hilarious watching it. But anyways, but that's what happened a year ago today in Fairfax, Virginia.
Yeah.
And then also to finalize it, we have in 2022 Queen Elizabeth II marks her platinum jubilee with 4 days of celebrating with a military parade at Buckingham Palace.
Wow.
Only to die a few months later.
Yeah, I was just actually talking about that because our coronation, we reported on that earlier. 1953
Yeah.
or something, her coronation.
Yeah, so she has a silver coronation. It's basically marking her reign of over 50 years or so.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, way over 50 years. But yeah, no, it was a big deal. But then she died, last August or September?
Yeah, well, let's see here. Elizabeth II. Come on, load. There we go. She died September.
Yeah. Oh, she died a day after my birthday.
Ha! Wow.
It's all right.
So wait, did you steal her life force
to
to?
my birthday?
Did you perform a ritual on your birthday to steal her life force?
I think this is why I can time travel some more.
All right. Anyway, that shall conclude
my
the show.
God.
Once again, you can check the underbar of the description for any links you may be interested in, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition, which in itself includes. Come on, Sohan.
So pan, so
TV on
pan.
Twitch.
Yep, there it is. Anyway, for your dose of Past Events Daily, we stream every day at 11 in the morning Pacific Time, which is 12 Mountain.
Central.
And 2 p.m. Eastern. Woohoo!
Yep.
God, we should put that together.
Wait, 2 p.m. Eastern? Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, 11 and 2. Oh, wait. No, 3.
3. Oh, shit, Sans.
Yeah.
No,
Wait,
dude, it's 2:40 right now.
Yes, it is.
wait. 10 and
Yeah,
2.
it's 2 p.m.
Oh, okay, yeah, it is. I just confused myself because I'm stupid. Anyway, for all of you and all of us,
Xander. Xander.
Zandy.
yeah. Anyway, for all of you and all of us, stop laughing at me.
Never.
I am Xander.
You got a Scotty Bugatti.
Yeah,
Let us
I'm
go
here.
in.
And I am the lovely who is Alice, also known as Lady Death. Just don't call me late for dinner.
We got a Scotty Bugatti. I'm never going to do that again.
Scotty.
And of course,
Scotty
you viewer,
Bugatti.
you and until you catch us tomorrow, or if you're interested in some notable events, weather, and sports, we have the Omni Coalition News Show Talking Us coming up at 3 p.m. Pacific Time. Anyway, until next time you see us, until then, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!
Be cool, stay cool, and